Many people criticize Prophet Muhammad's marriage with Aisha. But look, even the people in Arabia at that time didn't have a problem with it. We don't see any criticism against it anywhere in the early centuries. Therefore, there is nothing unusual in it. It was simply part of the culture in Arabia back then. Out of all the arguments brought forward from the Islamic side to defend Aisha's marriage, this is honestly the only one that felt like it had some actual weight to it. Because it's a fact that this marriage only turned into a major controversy in the last century or two. Before that, you don't really see any significant criticism against it in history. The reality is, even the ancient scholars who fiercely opposed Islam didn't bring this up. And the reason for that is probably because, in the social context of that era, nobody looked at these kinds of marriage as anything unusual. But I have got two major points to point out here. First off, just because there was no historical pushback on this issue, it doesn't automatically make it morally right. Secondly, my counter question is this: when you project Prophet Muhammad as the ultimate example for all eras and all of mankind, a universal role model, how exactly can this action of his be seen as a model for today's generation or the generation to come? Normally, I don't even bring up this topic as a criticism. Why? Because we have much stronger, far more serious theological arguments out there to address, like the Islamic dilemma. But the only reason I am talking about this now is that a lot of false propaganda has recently started spreading all over the place to justify it. Look, I absolutely welcome any valid defense you guys want to bring to the table on this topic. For example, this historical argument that we are discussing today has some substance, and I have no problem admitting that. But when people start bringing up absolute nonsense and historical inaccuracies to justify it, like claiming Rebecca was only 3 years old when she got married, or that Christians back then were doing the exact same thing, then it becomes absolutely necessary to call it out. And that is the exact reason why I decided to dive deep into this topic and give a proper response. Not just that, anyone who actually watches my videos closely will notice one thing. I rarely go out of my way to attack anyone on most topics. Instead, I am just giving solid, accurate answers to the questions and claims coming our way. The only time I ever take a truly proactive approach is on a few major theological topics like the Islamic dilemma. Everything else is just a purely factual response to the baseless accusations and historical nonsense that others throw at us.